LinkedIn reported strong performance in quarter 3 of financial year 2022 with growth in revenue, sessions and number of users. Meta enters the retail space with its first store opening in California as early as the second week of May 2022. Google announces the general availability of Media CDN, which is the same infrastructure that is used by YouTube. All this and much more, including Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter, coming up in this week's edition of the Connected Church News with me, Nachi Lazarus. Welcome. This is the show that brings you the top 5 digital, social, and Web3 news each week in just 5 minutes. Let's get started. Meta has announced that they are opening their first retail store in California as early as the second week of May. What I wanted to bring to your attention, apart from the fact that this is an electronic store like the Apple Store, is the way they've gone about trying to bring together the virtual and the real world experience. If you read the details of the article, which we'll link to in the show notes, you will see how they are thinking about the experience in store. And some of this could actually be taken as a church or as a ministry and applied to if you're trying to build an infrastructure for your church congregation to have a virtual and reality hybrid experience inside your church. Like people can come in and have a hybrid VR experience inside the church campus. So there are some interesting tips that you can take from here. So do have a look. And Meta has also made an announcement about VR hand movement controls in their recent gaming event. We will link to all that also in the show notes. Do have a look. Last week at a streaming event, Google made a big announcement that they are opening up general availability of their Media CDN infrastructure, which is actually the backbone of YouTube. All those millions of videos on YouTube are being streamed all over the world through this backbone, and now this is being opened up for anyone to use. So if you as a church or a ministry are planning for a big video delivery system or OTT platform or even gaming or VR or anything like that, which requires heavy infrastructure at the back end, then this is something that you might want to look at or pass on to your media team so that they can talk to Google and find out. I mean, if Google is using it and Google is backing it with their Google Cloud, they say, and along with their intelligence and AI and so on, then why not use it for your ministry? So do pass this information on to your video team. Last week, Microsoft announced that LinkedIn's performance is overall been very strong across all areas in quarter 3 of the financial year 2022. They released details about the statistics. For example, their revenue from LinkedIn grew 34% year on year. The sessions grew 22%, and their overall users stand at 810 million from various parts of the world, 200 countries. And you can say, if you go to LinkedIn, you will see how the platform has really improved. I'll tell you one of my favorite features of LinkedIn right now. When you leave a comment on somebody else's post, after you leave a comment, you will get a pop-up saying, do you want to convert this into a post on your own timeline? If you click on that, guess what? Your comment, which you've left on somebody else's post, will actually convert along with the original post details as a post on your own timeline so that you can share it with your own community. How cool is that? So definitely LinkedIn is on the rise, and you might want to take a look if you haven't visited LinkedIn for a while now. Last week, Twitter board agreed for the acquisition of Twitter by Elon Musk, but by this time, I'm sure you are bombarded by this news from all TV channels and wherever you turn. So you know this. But what I wanted to bring to your notice is 3 different articles that you as a church and ministry leader should look at to get a perspective of what this means for the church, for ministries, for nonprofits. What does this mean for the social media space, for the digital space? How does it impact, for example, how does it impact privacy going forward, ownership of social platforms by individuals? All those perspectives. As leaders, it's important for us to know how this impacts what we do in the digital and the social media space, because it's about the people, and this is also indicative of the trends to come. For example, one important perspective is to understand that Elon Musk is a big investor in the Web3, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrency space. YouTube made 2 important announcements last week. One is bringing their pre-published checks tool to the mobile app. Pre-published checks is a useful tool that lets you know if there is any problem with your content that could potentially result in a copyright strike and violations and so on. Now that was available on desktop. Now it's coming to the mobile. So it makes it easier for you to upload content on the go. There are slight differences. I will link to all those details. Do have a look and pass it on to your YouTube team in your ministry or your church. The second announcement is about this monetization feature called Super Thanks, which is the viewers' ability, which gives the viewers ability to give a donation during a live show to the creator. So as a ministry, this could help in monetization of your YouTube live stream and shows and so on. So this is being expanded to 68 countries. That was the announcement. It was already launched, available in certain places. Now it's expanded to 68 different countries. That's all I had for you this week. Thank you for joining me. If you like to dig deeper into any of the stories we talked about, including learn all about the Elon Musk takeover of Twitter, what it means for the church, we've got all the source links and details in the description. Do check out all the links. If you have further questions, if you have any thoughts, comments, feedback, please leave them in the comment section or DM me, whatever works for you, and we will make sure that we answer your questions and get back to you if you have any, if you need any clarifications and so on. You can also look at all these details in our news page, nachilazarus.com/news. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. I'll see you next week with another set of news items. Until then, you stay connected and stay blessed. God bless you. Bye-bye.